The Woods Beyond the Village. Written for young readers who love spooky thrills with a touch of heart. In a quiet countryside village surrounded by green fields and misty hills lived a boy named John. He was kind, obedient, and always eager to help. Everyone in the village loved John, especially his mother, who knew she could count on him. One cloudy afternoon, as the sun dipped behind the mountains, John's mother gently asked, "John, can you go to the market and get the food supplies? We're out of rice and flour." "Of course, Mama," John smiled, grabbing a small basket and his flashlight before heading out. To get to the nearest market, John had to walk a long path that cut through the woods. The villagers always said that the woods became unnaturally dark even before nightfall. But John had passed through before. This time would be no different. Or so he thought. As he walked, he admired the view, the golden rays of the sun kissing the forest treetops, the chirping of distant birds, and the grand mountains that stood like guardians of the land. But as soon as he stepped under the forest canopy, it was like the world swallowed the light. Darkness fell like a heavy blanket. John reached into his pocket and turned on his flashlight. Click, nothing. He tried again. Click, click, still nothing. "Oh no," he whispered. He had forgotten to check the batteries. With only a faint trail beneath his feet and the growing darkness around him, he pressed on. He walked quickly now. He didn't want to get caught in the woods after nightfall. Then, crunch. John froze. He turned around. Nothing. He took a few more steps. Snap, rustle. His heartbeat picked up. He turned his head again. The bushes behind him twitched. Something was there. He quickened his pace. The sound of footsteps grew louder behind him. He turned sharply. Still no one. But the feeling, that feeling that someone or something was watching him. It crawled over his skin like ants. And then, a long, low howl echoed through the trees. John ran. Branches whipped at his face. Leaves crunched underfoot. But whatever it was still following. He could hear it. Shadows danced in the corners of his eyes. The sound of twigs snapping got closer and closer. Then, he tripped. He hit the ground hard, his hands scraping the dirt. As he pushed himself up, he looked around. This wasn't the path. The trail behind him had vanished. He had taken a wrong turn, and now he was at a dead end, surrounded by thick trees and no way to know which way to go back. The sky above was now dark. The trees groaned in the wind. The silence around him was deafening, until the bush in front of him moved. John grabbed his broken flashlight, holding it like a club. "I'm not afraid of you," he shouted into the dark. His voice trembled, but he stood firm. "I don't know who you are, but I won't let you hurt me." He stood, gripping the flashlight with both hands, eyes wide, breath shallow. Then the leaves slowly parted. John held his breath. A small fluffy creature stepped out of the shadows. It was a tiny wolf cub, its fur matted and eyes wide with fear. It looked up at John and whimpered, as if calling for help. Its paw was injured, barely able to walk. John dropped the flashlight. His fear melted away. "Oh," he whispered, kneeling beside the cub. "You're just a baby." He gently scooped the little wolf into his arms. The cub nestled against his chest, still whimpering. John smiled through tears. "You were the one following me. You were scared too." With the cub in his arms, John found his way back onto the main path. using the stars and his instincts to guide him. By the time he returned home, the village lanterns were glowing. His mother rushed to him in worry, but paused when she saw the tiny cub curled against her son. "Oh my goodness, John, what happened?" "It's a long story," he said with a small laugh. "But I think we just made a new friend."